WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow. You know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. And don't adjust your radio sets. You do hear a lot of clapping and slamming and whatnot in the background. We are here at the MFPW Arena, but for a very special event, the MF Super Camp that has been going on since noon yesterday. So we're 24 hours in, and man, there's been a lot going on. A lot of different, drills, a lot of different things to learn. Some match study that was going on last night. Just a lot of fun, and a lot of fun still to be had as we're prepping for an event later tonight here at the MFPW Arena.
This is the same camp that that Fearon and I attended last year as hopeful students.
With my busted up shoulder.
Yes, and
here we are.
Yeah. We're now students.
Yo, Adrian, we did it.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. So we are currently backstage at the MFPW.
Yeah, we're
Arena.
in the gorilla position at the moment.
Yes.
Will you be serious?
Talking about wrestling, you know.
I gotta update that because it's now been 17 years.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I gotta figure out when to sneak that in with all the other stuff I've been doing for WBCB. So we've got Payback tomorrow night. We'll give our predictions certain to go wrong coming up later in the hour. A litany of news and notes to talk about. Cena announcing his Raw return date.
Yes.
We'll tell you when that is coming up this hour. Coroner postponing a ruling on the cause of China's death, and a follow-up from last week. We'll tell you what's going on, and we'll see if we can find out. Maybe we'll get some more information. Also, a bizarre intervention twist that could have saved China's life. We'll give you that story coming up. A strange airport incident with the Nature Boy.
Ooh.
Woo indeed. Oh, goodness. Some broadcast members leaving WWE. We'll tell you who they are coming up. Paul Heyman reality show project that's planned.
For the network, or is it just for...
Not for the network, but we'll get more into that over the course of the hour here. Also, Dolph Ziggler's brother wanted for murder. Oof. Ugh. Yeah, we'll give you the details on that coming up. Ring of Honor offices. See, this is where the 2 hours of sleep come in. I'm tripping over my own damn words. ROH offices evacuated due to bomb threats in the shared building.
What?
Yeah, the building was evacuated due to bomb threats. We'll give you that story coming up. And a former TNA champion debuting at NXT in a TV taping. All that plus a bunch more here. We've got a litany of the students as well as folks in the camp for the MFPW, including supersonic champion of the MFPW, Leon St. Giovanni. We'll see if we can get him on the microphone a little bit. Yeah, you're number one, too. Good job. Having a lot of fun here. There's a lot of fun and a lot of learning going on, and a lot of inappropriate things that I can't describe on the radio. Just to name a few. And with that, he has backed away. Also, the tag team champions of the MFPW, paid in full, Chad Kensington and Royal Money are here. We'll see. Well, they're not shy to go anywhere near a microphone, but we'll see what we can do about getting them on here and seeing if they can keep it clean, because usually between these walls, not so much. Also, some setting up for the event is going on. So a lot going on today, to say the least.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going on. Sort of hectic, sort of fun, you know?
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Some sort of okay, they're clapping to make sure the lights are working here. Getting ready for the MFPW event going on later tonight, which we will tell you a little bit more about. And let me get this out of the way early. I know we can't necessarily be there, but Mark Cruz just passing by here as well, one half of AC Rock. I know,
Straight shuffle.
Yep, muscling and shuffling, to say the least. But let me let you know that George's Cards and Collectibles, they bring you the legends in sports and entertainment, including right now, from now until 2 o'clock at their Neshaminy Mall store, WWE Hall of Famer Coco Beware.
Birdman.
I think it's like the third week in a row you've done that.
Yeah, there's a point to that.
If I were back in the studio, I'd probably play my... Is there a point to this drop? But that's the problem with being on the road, which we're going to be on the road a lot lately over the course of the next couple...
Next week, Deprivation Tour is an actual tour this time.
Yeah, it's amazing what being able to engineer can do. Next Saturday, we will be at Senator Tommy Tomlinson's Children's Expo at Council Rock South High School. I always get those two mixed up. 2002 Rockway in Newtown. We've been there in the past. I know you've been there for a couple of the events over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
The philosopher Chris Ermer, full of glory and renown, he'll be back with us for that event. Even though I can engineer, it usually when you have that much going on, it certainly doesn't hurt to have another person kind of turning the dials and keeping us on the air. And unlike down here where it's kind of my own deal, so I kind of do both. I'm engineering and hosting, and you're along for the ride. No, I'm
get you a man that can do both, you know? Like, that's the motto, isn't it? Or get you somebody who can do both.
Well, what can I say? I'm like the Mountie. I always get my man. You okay there?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You going to make it through? We still got 49 minutes to go.
I'm going to make it through, Fearon. Thank you for asking, but I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, do you wish to continue? I feel like referee John Gazzardo was here earlier.
Do you want to continue? Yes, I do.
This is a fun, weird, and silly show, like even more so than usual. I'm sure Ted Efall back in the studio has doubled over at some point with some of the hilarity, hijinks, and things that I can't even describe. Just the different people walking through, setting things up. One of the individuals of the Making the Monsters Challenge that started back in December.
Yeah?
Yeah, Jude. We'll go with Jude Gabriel. I'm going with his stage name. He's walking around here. I don't know if I feel comfortable getting him on the microphone.
Why is that?
Well, again, I don't want to give Ted Efall a coronary as far as things that shouldn't be said and whatnot. Yes,
that's a very good
We
point.
try to look out for Ted. Ted's good people, and we like to keep him around. And I'm sure he does enough. I don't know. His spine is erected enough at some of the things that I say over the course of various shows, whether it's in studio or on the road. So, yeah, there that is.
Always trust you.
Always trust me. Well, somebody's got to.
We take care.
There are times where there are times where I don't even trust myself, but
And that's why Lucas is there.
exactly. I gotta
sure?
have him around for something.
Oh, yeah. You know.
No, I'm Mahoney.
No, I mean that as a
Mahoney busting. I'm
compliment. I
playing
mean that
along.
as a compliment that you help keep him in line, Lucas. That's what I mean.
I help keep him in line. We can't keep each other in line whatsoever.
I think between the two of us, there might be one line that we're kept on. It's like one goes one way, the other goes the other way. We're more of an odd couple than Felix and Arthur.
Yeah.
And I just realized that probably anybody under the age of 30 doesn't.
That was
know
a
what
reference
hell
to
I'm
The Odd
talking
Couple,
about.
right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they did a reboot of that on NBC I think last year. I think they came out for the second season too.
Oh.
Yes,
color
they
me
are
surprised.
back.
That shows you how much. That shows you how much modern television I watch. Well, I'm usually down here training at the MFPW Arena, and you'll be doing more of that as you're like 7 weeks away from graduating high school.
Yeah. I'm on the back end of my high school career. Sort of sad to see it go. Sort of excited to see what comes next. You know, maybe go to college, maybe pursue a degree, maybe wrestle for the rest of my life. You never know.
As said in The Simpsons, full of dizzying highs, terrifying lows, and creamy middles, or something like that. I don't know. Lisa said it. I went with it. I think OSW said it, and that's where I got it from. And then realized,
Lucas DeSangro, you have the momentum of a runaway freight train. Well, I forget how the rest of that quote goes.
Well, if you forgot how it went, why did you even go with it?
Because I thought I did, and I didn't. That was my mistake.
Note the time, 12:15. Going to drop that one at some point.
Note the
And I made
time.
sure to, yeah, exactly. Note that, make a note of the time, something along those lines. All right. So, gosh, where to start? I feel like I'm just completely scattered here with everything going on. Well, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on tonight, because tonight is Fan Appreciation Night here at the MFPW. It's at 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. That's where Lucas and I are right now. All online tickets are going to be half price for the show. I don't know when that ends, but I would imagine soon, since the show is at 7 o'clock tonight. So head on over to monsterfactory.org. Half price tickets. Can't go wrong with that. What a show it's going to be. Punisher Martinez defending the MFPW Championship against Kyle the Beast Winant. Also, Clutch Adams takes on Benchmark Bill Daly.
Ooh.
And Shooters Inc. reuniting for one night only, albeit in a dubious fashion. I'm sure you heard about this, as Matthew Riddle faces Nick Camarado with special guest referee Billy Damiana.
That's gonna be a big one. Where were we when we heard the news about that? I was flipping out. Like that's huge. For those of you that don't know, like the last time they were all in a ring together was Matthew Riddle had just turned on Shooters Inc. and they had broken Billy Damiana's leg right in front of Nick Camarado's eyes. So there's obviously got to be some sort of where's Billy going to stand? Is he going to call this all the way down the middle?
Is he going to have some leftover feelings based on being taken out of action for a considerable length of time?
Yeah.
Only one way to find out, checking it out down here. Plus, Paid in Full will be in action. One of the more prominent tag teams here in the MFPW. Also, LSG, Mikey Webb, Action Ortiz, who was just in the Top Prospect tournament not too long ago for Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Miranda Vanette, Ryan Gallione, Major McClendon, and a bunch more. It all goes down tonight here at the MFPW, presented by the world-famous Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, plus at monsterfactory.org. And check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and more at the mfnetwork.com.
Yeah.
You might even see Lucas and I in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll probably be working the merchandise stand.
Well, no, you did have that feature a little bit ago with your musical interlude. I believe that's up on the MF Network.
Yes. Oh, I thought you meant tonight. If you come down, you'll be seeing us.
Oh, no. I meant on the mfnetwork.com. What, the less said about that, the better? You can.
No, definitely not. It was just miscommunication.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you kicked all kinds of butt with that Sweet Child of Mine rendition.
Well, thank you.
Acoustic guitar.
Appreciate it. I had help though, which was a lot of fun.
You had your guitar.
Yeah. And Stuart Campbell.
Oh, yes, ring
And
announcer.
Cody Vance.
Yep, a couple of guys who have graced their presence on the show here.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get some of the folks to come over, have a chat, maybe talk a little bit about the show, talk about their careers. I mean, there are people who are here at this camp, from Indiana,
Texas.
People are coming from all over for this just to learn, gain some knowledge, gain some experience. I mean, it's a really, really cool deal. It was something that I believe was started last year. We happened to make our way into it, and now here we are.
Yeah. It's a surreal experience if you really think about it. Last
What
year
a difference a year makes, right?
Yeah.
At that point, you were going, that is not fair.
And now I'm going, that is not fair.
Yeah, maybe if you just wake up.
That is not fair. All right.
Okay, that's at least a little bit more accurate.
A little bit. I'd say it's 100% accurate.
What, are you working on voice characterizations now, too?
No.
Oh, yeah, no, you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah. Freaking shriek.
Or maybe Firkin Sweep, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Nice
Oh,
that would have been perfect.
that would have been
segue.
perfect in about 20 minutes from now when I was supposed to do that.
Okay.
Oh, well. Nope, can't make that joke. Nope, definitely can't make that one either. So what we'll do is we'll send things back to the studio, and I'll tell that one off the air because that way I won't get into trouble with, what did they say, the Family Guy? The freaking FCC or something like that? Yeah, don't go into the song. You were so ready to. You had drawn your breath in. You were just stop that. Stop that. No singing. No singing around here. Okay. I feel like Monty Python all of a sudden. All right, well, let's go back to the holy grail of WBCB known as the studio, and we'll be back here in just a few moments. Yeah, I can get my tongue fixed, hopefully, in the meanwhile, as we are here at the MFPW Arena gearing up for the big event tonight. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so we might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true. Breaking kayfabe. Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
The more I listen to that, the more I realize how exhausted I was back then, and still now. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro, we are here live from the MFPW Arena as preparations are being made for the MFPW event going on tonight, and we're in the midst of the MF Super Camp.
Yes.
Which we've been at for the last 24 hours and 24. Well, you had school yesterday, so you got here a little bit later. But.
Yeah, the ride down was a lot. So my parents want me to start driving more, which is understandable because I'm gonna have a car soon. So I've been my parents and they have me drive them down to the MFPW Arena on Sunday morning, and then my dad said, "Hey, you're going to the camp, or you're gonna drive though." And in the pouring rain, I drove on a Friday afternoon in rush hour traffic down to the MFPW. We got in the car at like 2:40, didn't get there until like 4:10.
Okay, well, an extra half hour to make sure that the conditions and the traffic backup and whatnot. That's not a bad thing.
It was a bit of a cluster. You know what I'm saying?
But did you die?
No.
Then you're good.
Yeah. Bruh, but did you die? Yeah.
A little bit of an inside deal here. Major McClendon walking through here is wondering what we're doing. We are live on WBCB right now. I mean, you can hop on the mic if you'd like and, kind of get yourself over a little bit. Just remember, we are under FCC regulations, so don't... I won't curse. There we go.
How you guys
Bender
doing?
thought he wouldn't either, and then he ended up... Our producer back at the studio, Ted Efaw, still has nightmares about that.
Ted, I'm sorry for Bender, Ted. I don't want that to happen again.
Oh, goodness. So, we've mentioned your name many a times as we've been promoting the factory over the course of the last couple of years on this show, and your name has come up quite a bit, but... let the people know a little bit about kind of your backstory. I mean, obviously, you have a military background with the name Major McClendon.
Mm-hmm. All right, about myself, I've been in the wrestling business for about 5 years now. I started out at a place called Devastation Wrestling Federation. That was in Pennsauken, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. I think I've gone to a few of their shows, and I think they had me do something backstage with them.
Yeah, a bunch of free shows. They got me started. I was mentored there by Ron Starr, Matt Tremont, Mark Angelo, just to name a few guys.
These are all guys that I know fairly well. Yes.
Just to name a few of those guys. And then one day, I was there, and Nigerian Nightmare, I think it's Safu or Mafu, whatever Aaron goes by, Aaron Gainey. Mm-hmm. He picked me up, and he was like, you need to be bigger than what you are right now, so you need to head to a bigger stage. So I followed his lead, and he took me to a tryout back in like 2012 at the Monster Factory. They were having like this grand tryout. There was like 200 people there. And, he let me like meet Larry Sharp. I had met Larry before, but it was only like briefly, you know what I mean?
Like a hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it was a hey, how you doing type deal. But this one was actually, hey, Larry, this is Major McClendon. I really want you to get to know him. So, I tore the house down at the tryout, and, now I'm here at the Monster Factory now. A little bit about my background before wrestling. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I served as a corporal. As soon as I got out, I was actually about to pick up sergeant, and then I just left. I did do a combat tour in Iraq my last 9 months in. When I got out, I went to LaSalle University. I graduated with a bachelor's in accounting. When I was in the Marine Corps, I had the chance to play basketball all around the world. It was great. I had a short period of time where I was with a professional team. And when I was about to go to Iraq, I had a whole bunch of teams hit me up, but couldn't do that. I got to defend the country. And then I got back and was just like, I just want to relax for a little while. I put basketball on the back burner. I wanted to, hang with my daughter for a little while. And then I just got bored one day and, professional wrestling came up, and that's how I'm here.
You're doing that ever since, and that's,
ever since.
About 4 or 5 years now, almost.
A long time. Long time. I really like the business. Of course, with every business, it has like its ups and downs and stuff like that. More downs than ups sometimes. We all know that since you're a part of the business.
Yeah, I was going to say, you and I talked a lot in private about that.
Especially in the beginning stages of the business, until you can like really get your name out there and really get yourself over, not just as a character, but just as a person, you know what I mean? So people can start trusting you and giving you, what you're actually worth. But for the good part, everybody knows, like, once you step through the curtain, it's like a drug hit. You know what I mean? It's incredible. You walk through, people come to, they spend their hard-earned money to come see you. That's no other feeling than that. You know what I mean? I'm humbled by actually getting this opportunity to be here and be one of the pioneers who actually, carried the Monster Factory for the last 4 years, along with Luis and Mark Cruz and QT. We've been here for basically forever, basically since when Dan signed the contract to own this place. We were here, you know what I mean? So we've seen the Monster Factory from when we were getting 30 fans. Now we're selling out every single show now, you know what I mean? So it's just it's a good experience to be able to see how much we've grown from we were kind of, no offense to the Monster Factory, we're a great school, but at the time we were kind of in the dirt, and then we blossomed to this beautiful flower, which we once were back in the 80s. So we're starting to gain the momentum like we did back in the 80s, which is great, you know what I mean? I'm very excited for all the stuff that's coming up. I'm glad a lot of guys from our organization are getting a lot of exposure, like the Matt Riddles and the Steve Kupricks and stuff like that. I'm glad Luis and QT were doing their thing in Ring of Honor. Gio and Shaheem and all those guys, Tim Hughes, you know what I mean? Guys that I know very well that are doing, their thing in Ring of Honor. I'm actually glad that they moved on and pursued their dreams somewhere else. I wish, most of those guys could have stayed, you know what I'm saying? But, career doesn't, you don't always, stay at Yale or Princeton or whatever. You got to move on to the big leagues sometimes. So, I mean, when my name's called for the big leagues one day, hopefully I can do the same thing.
That sounds terrific, to say the least. Now, talk a little bit about the camp that we have going on here. I mean, what you thought of the experience so far, having been here. I mean, you're certainly a veteran, pun slightly intended, of these camps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think of this one compared to other ones? What do you think of the things going on so far over the last 24 and a half hours?
Well, I love the fact that. Well, compared to the other camps that we've had, the other camps were super big because, we had Gerald Briscoe in three or 4 years in a row. And this is the first year where we don't have him, but it's still a pretty good turnout. You know what I mean? I'm glad that we have, I'm glad that the momentum is still there because, we could have just had a camp and 5 people showed up. That'll show how legit your school really is. But we have 20 people out there that really wanted to be a part of this program. So it's good to see that that everything's going well still. We don't have the big name like Gerald Briscoe to be here to because he's the direct connection to where everybody wants to go. So just to, I'm just glad that we're doing exceptionally well still without the big name draw. So as far as,
on the same token, big names are taking an interest in things here. I mean, there are a litany of guys. I know Danny Cage has talked about it on quite a few occasions. Les Thatcher, Rick Rogers. I mean, X-Pac's been here. I mean, Blue Meanie's one of the trainers here. I know I'm forgetting like a billion different. Bubba Ray Dudley had a seminar here.
Well, a bunch of people here, and then that's not even counting all the numerous people who graduated from here, back in the 80s and the 90s. Larry, I know, like, maybe they're in cahoots or whatever, but I know Larry Sharp trained a lot of guys, even including Danny Cage, to become pioneers in this business. And I'm glad that, our history is so strong that it can continue to today. Even though we had a point where we were like, it was almost like, oh my God, are we going to kick out at 2? And we kicked out at 2, and now we're back on the comeback, and it's great. So, yeah, man, but these camps are really good. I suggest anyone who is trying to become a professional wrestler, or even if you're in the business and, you're just like kind of in the wild Pokemon stage, as I like to call it, just come down and see what it's like to be, something that's organized, you know what I mean? And with a loving bunch of guys. We're not here to we're not here to backstab each other, you know what I mean? We're actually really here to help each other, because we understand tomorrow you could be the main event and the next day you could be the pre-show, you know what I mean? So you never know.
Either way, you're contributing to the show.
Exactly. No matter what, you're contributing to the show. So, I mean, we're all a team here, you know what I mean? Like, if I have an idea for, let's say, Royal, I'm going to go to Royal and make sure that he knows what that idea is so it can help him out. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa to anybody or any other wrestler. Because at the end of the day, if one of us makes it, it feels like all of us made it in a way. You know what I mean? That's not including, I know Danny probably feels it more than us because, he's the trainer or whatever. But in a way, when, like, if one of your boys, like, gets, like, a big spot on Ring of Honor or TNA or WWE or something like that, it feels like, oh, man, that was my boy. You felt like that part of his story once he, once he got to the ring. So it's great to, like, see that our guys are excelling very well. And I've seen a big improvement in our guys from, like, the first day they've got here to now. Like, for example, I've seen a big improvement in you since the first day you've got here to now. You know what I'm saying? You're way more calm. You know how the business runs now. You know what I'm saying? Your athleticism is definitely growing. You already had the speaking voice for the business, so you're gonna be good. So I saw the progress in you, in Twitch, and a lot of other guys that's here. So I'm glad that everybody's like, this school is actually proving that over time that we can create superstars out of anybody. So
I'm certainly an example of that. If they can do it with me, they can do it with anybody.
Definitely, man.
I appreciate the kind words. We're talking with superstar of the MFPW, Major McClendon, as we're here at the MFPW Super Camp. It's going on through tonight, through the event. Who knows what kind of hilarity and hijinks are going to occur after the show tonight, and then more learning, more working on promos, working on a bunch of different things, going through late tomorrow evening, I think just in time to head on home for Payback. Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, we'll get into those predictions starting to go wrong coming up in the next segment. But, yeah, I was going to say, somebody's working on a comeback in the ring. It looks like that's what the slamming of the mat and the clapping is that you hear in the background. And a few shots to the body of the face.
And then the
well.
cutoff.
Yep. See, that's great. We have the curtain behind us here, so I mean, we can't see what's going on, but you know by hearing
exactly.
it. That's one of the things that's crucial in wrestling, is being able to tell a story not just with what they're seeing, but with sound as well.
Exactly. It's always good different ways to tell a story, visually, by sound.
Especially in radio here, where they can't see what's going on, so I'd have to paint the picture with the words.
Exactly. But this is pretty awesome. I'm so embarrassed that you guys have mentioned my name this many times, and this is the first time I've been on. You know what I mean? I've listened to the show a couple of times before, but I'm just surprised that this is the first time
before we got involved with things here, in order to reach out to you guys, especially on a show Saturday, it was just too much of a hassle.
Definitely.
Plus, I mean, getting you to come up to where we are in Levittown. Mm-hmm. I mean, coming from different parts of Jersey and different parts of Pennsylvania. So we just thought, you know what? Now that we're here, it's a lot more accessible. We're able to bring, we're bringing us to you to bring you to the listening audience and give you the exposure.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you guys had me, man. Anybody that's listening out there, please come on tonight, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Come out and check out myself, other superstars, such as the Tag Team Champions, paid in full. You can check out LSG. That's
Leon
one of my
St. Giovanni,
Leon
the
St. Giovanni.
supersonic champion of the MFPW.
You could check out Luis the Punisher Martinez, who's the heavyweight champion. You could check out some of my other friends like Ant Bennett and Cody Vance and guys like that. So just come on down. I promise you it's going to be a good time. Our quality is just like WWE, and sometimes it's better. You never know. You might find a character there that you might like better than the WWE or TNA or something like that. So come on down. Bring your kids, bring your cousin, bring your wife, bring everybody, because the major said so. Hoorah.
Hoorah, indeed. Thank you so much, Major McClendon. Definitely better to bring them than hide them, as that one meme, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yes.
Do you remember? Okay.
That's what I immediately thought of.
Yeah, I became an internet mark there for a little bit. Oh gosh, paid in full's taking it. Oh, oh gosh. All right, we've got Royal Money on the line, on the headset here.
Yeah, I'm on the headset.
Well, I was gonna say if it would be all right with your permission, one half of the MFPW Tag Team Champions, let's go ahead and take care of some commercial business, and then that way we'll give you the appropriate time.
That's cool.
Because got to, as you know, being paid in full, got to pay the bills.
Got to pay the bills.
Exactly. So we've got Royal Money. We might be able to get your other half of the Tag Champions.
He's handling merch sales.
He's handling the merch sales.
We're running
Looking up
the club.
looking up this pro wrestling tee sales reports.
Yeah.
Getting some things off the dirt sheets, that whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll get to paid in full on the other side. Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro here at the MFPW Arena. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, April 30. On this date in 2000, the WWF held its Backlash pay-per-view. In the main event, The Rock pinned Triple H to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2003, the NWA TNA held its weekly pay-per-view number 42. In the main event, Jeff Jarrett pinned Raven to retain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2006, WWE held its Backlash pay-per-view. In the main event, John Cena defeated Triple H and Edge in a triple threat match to retain the WWE Championship. On this date in 2012, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Dayton, Ohio. In the main event, Daniel Bryan defeated Jerry Lawler in a Beat the Clock challenge match to become #1 contender to the heavyweight title. This has been Today in Wrestling History, April 30. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro here at the MFPW Arena in the midst of the MF Super Camp. As you can hear the slamming and the action going on in the background. And I have the utmost pleasure to be seated next to one half of the Tag Team Champions of the MFPW, Royal Money.
Yeah, the greatest faction in all of professional wrestling.
This is true.
Not even independent, not just independent.
Not just independent professional wrestling.
Wow.
All of pro wrestling.
Moving on up in the world, Royal.
We've been there. We was already there. That's why we paid in full.
Yeah.
And that's why they're making indie wrestling. So now I know I was going to say I've talked with you on Completely Damaged, the other show that I do, but for those who aren't too familiar, tell a little bit of your backstory, how you and Chad Kensington paired up. And
Well, I started in 2013, September, and I was training for a couple of months, and it was really rough. It was rough at that time because I had just got into an accident, lost my car, and never caught the bus before, so I had to learn how to do that, and I had to
public transportation.
Yeah, so I never did it before, so I had to figure it out, and I got here because it was something I wanted to do, and I felt like September 28th was the day. It was like if I don't start training today, I'm never going to do it. And I, got here, gave them my down payment. Started that Monday, started training, crashed my car that Monday, still made it to training, so was training ever since, and then Chad came along a couple of months later, or whatever, and just so happens he lives, drove home on the way past my house or whatever, so we started, becoming friends that way, and then it was another guy that was in Paid in Full when we first started by the name, well, his name doesn't even matter. And it was us three or whatever. And we just started, just because we was riding together, Dan put us in a group called Paid in Full or whatever, and it worked so well, because we we believed what we were doing or whatever, and it was like organic. Like every time we would do a video, we would do it in one take, and we never been together before, and we had no background of being friends and all of that, but it was just so organic.
Immediate chemistry.
Yeah, so that's how Paid in Full started, and the third guy ended up quitting, and we became a tag team, but we still called ourselves a faction, which was hilarious. And we've been, we was heels at first, getting the living hell beat out of us all the time, whatever, but people hated us as soon as our music came on. They hated us, and then
as soon as Chad came up with his all right,
yeah,
stop what you're doing and listen to me.
Literally last year, Chad quit. The same camp last year we did. Chad quit. It's been a year since.
This was the same camp that Twitch and I got started.
Oh yeah, so he quit the last day of the camp, which was May 3rd, and May 2nd. I'm sorry. He quit, and then he was out for 6 months. So then I was doing the singles thing by myself, or whatever, and he finally came back. Then we're back to doing the Paid in Full thing. We're like tweeners. Sometimes we're heels, sometimes we're faces, depending on how the crowd perceives us that day. And,
I gotta say, the crowd's been loving you guys a lot. They've been loving them some Paid in Full.
Yeah, I mean they boo us too, and we take that, and we give it back to them, and now we're the tag team champs. We beat the Real Life Heels March 5th, whatever, and that was an amazing thing. It's been amazing having the belts. We've been taking them everywhere, to work, to church. Picking my son up from school, and I'm getting on everybody's nerves with the title. So it's been an amazing run.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I would probably do that if I was a champion.
And
There's no probably about it. You would totally do that.
Wouldn't you?
More than likely, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
And we're undefeated in 2016. It's just a snowball effect, and it's growing bigger and bigger.
And we'll look to see if that momentum continues tonight.
I can guarantee we're keeping those titles around our waist. I train here very often at the MF Academy. I bust my butt, and I don't feel like losing those titles right now. I've had the flu all this week, and I'm here at this camp training.
Performing like Jordan.
Yeah, I even lost 15 pounds because I was sick, not because I was dieting and doing it. And I'm still here at this camp, you know what I mean? And I'm going to give my all at the show tonight. I'm going to give the people their money's worth. And it's not time for Paid in Full to lose those titles right now. We're like in a good spot. And I feel like I really feel in my heart we're the best part of the show. I know it's a lot of amazing guys. I'm not taking from any of the guys on the show or on the MFPW roster, but Paid in Full, I feel like we're the best part of the show. And it's one of those things when I can look back at us and laugh at it myself, and I know I did it, and I know what's coming, and that's amazing when you can look at it and laugh hysterically at yourself.
I really enjoy when you guys are out there.
Yeah,
I really enjoy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Hard to question any better entertainment value than Paid in Full.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you in action tonight. You heard the guarantee here first that they are retaining their titles tonight here at the MFPW Arena. Royal, thank you so much for a few minutes. Appreciate it here on Pro Wrestling Weekly, and look forward to having you and Chad back on here at some point in the near future.
I don't know what's up with him, but anyway, follow me on Twitter. That's at Camden Royalty, CAMDEN ROYALTY. I normally don't mess up spelling that, but I did today. But anyway, follow me, follow
That's
this
all right.
journey.
This isn't the Scripps spelling bee or anything like that, so you're fine.
Thank you.
All right, Royal
me,
Money, thank you so much. Just some of the fun, hilarity, and hijinks and good people here at the MF Pro Academy and here at the MFPW. All right, we got 12 minutes left or so. I was gonna say it's taking what? No, it's not a Money in the Bank briefcase. That's what we use to. Oh gosh, I'm getting ribbed here on the spot. Taking the case that we use to take our connection equipment here.
Part of me is like Rick and Morty, let's just see where this goes.
Let's just see where this goes.
Let's just see where this goes. I know John from Northeast Philly will appreciate that reference.
Ah, yes, there we go. I'm sure that'll come up at some point as a reference or message or something along those lines. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's I was going to say, it's pretty much time to bring it home here.
Yeah.
Oh, good, he's brought the case back.
Right,
So I feel better. When you're the tag champs, you can pretty much do what you want.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to bring it home here. So John Cena announcing via Twitter on Monday that he will return to Raw on Monday, May 30th.
Yeah.
Cena tweeting, quote, "They said the surgery recovery time is 9 months, but I'm ready to go in 5. This Memorial Day, Cena is back on Raw. # never give up." WWE also confirming the news by sending out a breaking news mobile alert.
Yeah.
That's where I found out about it first as well. Also, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office has postponed a ruling on what caused Chyna's death. According to CBS in Los Angeles, the cause of death was deferred pending additional investigation. Police previously stated that foul play was not suspected, nor were recreational drugs found. There were a few prescription bottles that contained medication, however. And, this, I was going to say, this may delve a little bit more into it, thanks to TMZ. Chyna's manager, Anthony Anzaldo, easy for me to say, told TMZ that he had struck a secret deal with the television show Intervention with the goal of helping Chyna with her personal issues. Anzaldo telling TMZ.com, quote, "An interventionalist was already lined up, as was a facility that was going to take her for 90 days, end quote. He added that he worried she was over-medicating herself with Ambien, which is a sleeping pill, and Valium, which is an anti-anxiety medicine, prior to her death. Now, that kind of begs the question, if you're going to set up an intervention, wouldn't you kind of do that right away and not try to make it a big TV thing if you're worried about their life? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
I think the goal was still to help Chyna. I think maybe if he didn't, maybe it was probably throw off like, hey, I'm trying to book you for a TV deal or something like that.
Possibly. Okay, I could see it from that angle. And some other news, WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair was treated at Logan International Airport in Boston on Wednesday for a cut initially reported as being on his hand, but later was changed to a head injury.
He bladed.
Very possibly. A witness told TMZ that Flair was, quote, having a tough time and, quote, shambling about. Shambling in Boston.
Yeah.
Yet an airport police official determined Flair was not intoxicated and was allowed to travel on his flight following the treatment. Now, police didn't say how Flair sustained the injury, but witnesses said Flair was bleeding from his forehead, with one person saying, quote, "It was dripping down from his head to his neck, a significant amount of blood." This almost sounds like a kayfabe news article.
He bladed. He's so bladed.
But it's legitimate.
He's ripping the entire Boston International Airport. He bladed. Just that golden mane.
Rick's it's more white mane at this point. Rick's agent issuing a statement saying in part, quote, "While it is true Ric Flair and his buddies have been keeping airport bars in business since the 70s, that was not the case at all in Boston. I just hung up with Rick. He is already on the flight, and all is good."
That
is hysterical. Something that's not so hysterical, announcers departing WWE in different forms. Various websites reporting that WWE has released Rich Brennan. You remember Brennan working as the lead commentator for NXT before being promoted to SmackDown, and then he was eventually replaced a little bit ago by Mauro Ranallo. No official announcement was made by WWE, but his profile was removed from the WWE website. In fact, I tried clicking on the link this morning, and it said, "You are not authorized to access this page." So I was banned. Also, Kyle Edwards, also known as Arda Ocal, announced yesterday he is no longer with WWE. He tweeted, quote, "I have parted ways with the WWE. No hard feelings whatsoever. Time to move on to a new chapter. # good vibes and positive thoughts." Really good guy. So, I hope whatever he has planned next is going to go well for him. And Leon St. Giovanni, ever the colorful character and ever the ribber. Do I want to know what he just did to you? Can you describe over the air without, or did he just tap you on the shoulder?
He was just tapping me on the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Pulled the little,
He probably was going to try for a wet willy and then remember that you had headphones on.
Yeah, probably. You never know with him.
Exactly.
Quite the joker he is.
Most certainly. WWE performer Paul Heyman and his advertising and marketing firm Looking for Larry agency will be featured in a new reality show project. Left Right Productions and Heyman's company will be teaming on unscripted series that will follow Heyman, his business partner Mitchell K. Stewart, and the Looking for Larry crew. Heyman telling Hollywood entertainment site TheWrap.com, quote, "I'm a single parent looking to demonstrate to his children that you can work your ass off and have the time of your life doing it. I sleep 2 hours a night, so if I don't keep busy, I end up getting myself in a lot of trouble. At least now, if I get in trouble, it'll make for good television."
Yeah, I would enjoy the heck out of this show.
Something that I don't think anybody's enjoying at this point. Cleveland police have issued an arrest warrant for Donald Nemeth, the younger brother of WWE's Dolph Ziggler. Nemeth charged with aggravated murder in the January 23rd shooting death of Joseph Maskell at a Cleveland hotel. Yeesh. Well, 2 out of 3 brothers making it in wrestling wasn't bad. Meanwhile, I feel like I've got all the bad news at the end here. The Ring of Honor office in Baltimore, Maryland was evacuated when a man walked into the WBFF Fox 45 lobby claiming he had a bomb. The Ring of Honor office is within the building that was evacuated. Now, the explosive device, and I use that in air quotes, was actually chocolate bars wrapped in wires with another device meant to look like a detonator running down his sleeve. I kid you not. The suspect was shot by police after walking out of the building and is in stable condition. This feels like news of the weird. Or
that almost trumps the thing. Like, that was a couple years ago at Citizens Bank Park was evacuated, but it was really just a thing of hot dog packages like wrapped together.
Oh yeah, those. And finally, WWE announcing on Thursday that former TNA champion Eric Young debuted at the NXT TV taping. Young finished his run with TNA last month, and WWE issued a mobile alert to announce Young's debut.
Yeah.
And in all the insanity, I forgot. It's another frickin' awesome Saturday at the Broken Goblet Brewery. See, this is why I needed, when you were 20 minutes early on it. And I forgot to tell that joke, too. I'll have to wait till right after the show. 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. That's right. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, a unique and different beer in a firkin will be tapped. This time, it's a dry-hopped grapefruit pale ale. Plus, this Wednesday, May 4th, a special night of Brew Ha Ha, as B-Gob presents Tatum, a night of comedy hosted by Michael S. Watkins and featuring Philly comedians Ari Fishbein, Chris Wood, Alex Grubert, and Elise Thompson Hull.
How old do you have to be to get into these?
I can ask Mike or Jay or Joe or Bubba, and I'll see what I can do about that.
When is this again?
That's this coming Wednesday night.
Ooh, tempting.
Very tempting. More than understandable. Always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Oh, crap. We've got 3 minutes to do predictions certain to go wrong and your other favorite segments, so let's get right into it with just quick picks. Kickoff match, Kalisto against Ryback for the U.S. title.
Kalisto.
I'm agreeing with you on that. Circle gets the square. Dolph Ziggler against Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Man, we're 2 for 2 on agreeing. Enzo and Cass against the Vaudevillains, the tag #1 contenders tournament final.
Enzo and Cass.
How you doing? 3 for 3 on agreeing. Charlotte and Natalya for the women's championship.
Charlotte.
Man, we're 4 for 4. Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. No. Sami Zayn.
You're going Sami Zayn? We finally disagree. I'm going Owens on that one. Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho.
Ambrose.
I'm going Jericho. I'm going with my head instead of my heart. The Miz defending the Intercontinental title against Cesaro.
Cesaro.
I say Miz retains. And Roman Reigns against AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. Reigns on that one. Absolutely. All right. How did we do there? Oh, good. We've got like a minute and a half left. Plenty of time for
birthdays.
Good, because we only have one this week. I know, a lot better than the 6 that I had last week. On this date in 1984, Dara Daivari was born. The former WWE superstar and former TNA X Division champion, known both as Daivari and Sheikh Abdul Bashir, turns 32 today. And you have an ear-to-ear grin, and I know exactly why, and I think it has to do with his entrance music from TNA, doesn't it? No? It's something else?
OSW.
The OSW reference? Yes. Oh, okay. We'll save that for in studio.
Although I will say his TNA theme music is messed up. Like, that's FUBAR.
Yes, it is. Almost as much as our show is.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to Ted Efaw back in studio. Thanks to our guests, Major McClendon and Royal Money from the MFPW here. And as a programming note, next week we will be live on location. Come out and see us at Senator Tommy Tomlinson's Kids Expo or Children's Expo at Council Rock South High School, 2002 Rockway in Newtown. So until then, I'll thank Ted Efaw again if I forgot or if I didn't. Why not? And while Lucas is getting his act together, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB 11.